Good morning. What is up, you guys? Welcome to Global Grind Podcast, the GGP episode number 4. Today, we are going to talk about how to build systems in your life and why you feel motivated one day and then you fall off track and you can never make yourself stick to what you know you should do. So let's just get right into it. Taking a quote from the late great Kobe Bryant, who has since passed, and he learned this from his basketball coach Phil Jackson. We've kind of touched on how at the highest level there is some mental training that is going on that most people don't realize, and at the end of the day, if you are not training this is the most important thing to train. This is what changes everything. It's what gives you the ability to make the right choices and to take action and to abstain from the things that you know are not good for you. They called Phil Jackson, and for those of you that don't know, he was the coach of the Bulls during their title run, also the coach of the Lakers. And Kobe Bryant liked to say, hey, if I don't meditate to start my day and set some intention, I feel like the day kind of takes control of me, whereas I feel like I have a good grasp on the day if I meditate. And that's the same thing that I have found in my life. So today we're going to talk about how discipline is a set of systems, and motivation is a fleeting feeling, and how to build in small systems that seem like they wouldn't make a big difference, but that they are the absolute foundation and the groundwork, the subfloor of what you are going to build everything off of, from your spiritual life to your career to your family. That is the foundation, and your health of everything right there. And so let's get into it. What I like to do, and back to Phil Jackson, these guys, imagine these NBA basketball teams in a locker room in the dark with candles lit, all doing mental practice, having incense lit and things like that. That is going on at the highest level. And it is something that I think you're really leaving for chance if you do not train your brain, especially with all the interaction and the phones going off and how fast and stressful our life can be. Get your amygdala super fired up. We got to breathe and set the intention and take control. And so what I like to do, the first thing I do when I wake up, and we're just going to go through my daily routine from the time I open my eyes and pop out of bed to the time I go to sleep, and hopefully you can extract and add some things that help you. So first thing when I wake up, I like to do some deep breathing. It could be 20 minutes some morning. Most mornings it's about 5 to 10 at best. And what I like to do during that is just kind of start by setting an intention, breathing super deep, controlling my breath, and kind of reminding myself that's the rhythm I want to have. And I'm visualizing the day. I'm visualizing, hey, instead of going out and being like, all right, what's the day going to bring? I'm visualizing what my 24 hours are going to be like. Hey, if this day was a movie, here's how I would like to write the script. I'm directing my own movie, right? And then when I go out, understand this isn't like a hard line like, hey, I'm going to control the day. It's like I might even be visualizing, I'm going to be breathing, I'm going to be controlling myself in every social situation, being mindful of my energy and always being in a flow state, right? I think that it's very important to set an intention. And what happens is when you do the same things every day and have a routine, that allows you, and the only things that you can control really are the start of your day and the finish. Life's going to come in between. What this allows you to do is set an intention so that you're navigating it properly. And I might not know, hey, here's point A to point B. I'm going to get to point B by the end of the day. I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't have control of that, but I can control myself. And that's the intention that I'm setting. Typically when I hop out of bed, I do some sort of movement. I do like to get my body moving. I find that it helps my energy a lot. And then that's a way sometimes I might do a bunch of push-ups. I might shadow box. I might go beat the bag really hard and just get out of breath real quick. I mean, it's just a couple minutes, but it's something to kind of get my body flowing and get energy going. And then I like to, and sometimes that serves as a way to get uncomfortable too. This morning, for instance, I knew I kind of needed an edge, so I pop in, it's first thing in the morning, and I just put the shower barely on, so it's super cold, and I get right in there. You're going to find that when you feel comfortable, and you always want to be comfortable, killing that comfort is the way that you really start to take control. So if, let's say that said you're going to go to the gym today, you've been trying to get going with that, said you're going to start this project today, whatever it is, it's 9 o'clock now, the day's gone. So be like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Make yourself get up and go to the gym even though it's 9 o'clock. Make yourself go for a run. Like, you have to do these things to really start to get a grip, and get control of the part of you that is complacent and stagnant and fearful of change. So setting the day with an intention, moving just a short amount, something short and sweet, and getting to where you have something that makes you uncomfortable, and understanding that anytime there's something that you don't want to do, that's probably your sure sign that you should do it, and that's what's going to change you. Now, before I pop out of the house of the day and get things going, I got a couple supplements I take, NMN and a Synergized B vitamin, or it's methylated, excuse me, and your brain is super uneconomical. I spend a lot of time socializing and coaching people, and so I just make sure to get some of that stuff that gives me some energy and gives me the fuel I need to start my day. Before I pop out, maybe the most important thing, we have a journal system. I log the things I'm grateful for. I log my sleep so I know where I'm at energy-wise for the day. That's a super important thing for me, making sure that I am getting a decent amount of sleep. It keeps me thinking at a high level and making good decisions. When you get stressed, when you get run down, you're going to make poor decisions, and that's why and that's human. You got to give yourself some grace with that. You really do. That's why we build in these systems. That way the choice is already made for you. I set my top 3 goals for the day. One's maybe business, one is maybe for my own health, and one is maybe studying something, spending time with my family, getting outside, something like that. And I close that bad boy and I go get to work. And that's where visualizing, setting an intention, I'm in a good flow state. I'm focusing on what I need to focus on, breathing, being in flow, having a vibration that's going to attract good things to me, and that I'm going to be someone who gives energy to other people's day while still being mindful of my own. And it's just going to be a good exchange. When you do that on a day in, day out basis, it's like a magnet. All the things that you could ever want and then some are going to start coming your way. You don't even really have to chase them. It's pretty cool, honestly, to live like that. And that is what becomes motivating. After I do my work day, I train. There's things that are coming up, that I don't have control of, but I'm controlling what I can control. I finish my day with some closers. So just like a book that has like the introduction, and then I got the main body of work, I got a climax and some closure here. So essentially what I do, I go log how I helped others, how they helped me. One thing that I learned, could be something I learned socially through the day, could be something factual that I read or noticed training, something that I was studying. It doesn't matter, but I put something that I'm kind of trying to plug away, could be kind of the theme for the day, and then I have a self-reflection on the back, and I log all my training. So it's very important to take your stats every day, because you're constantly looking at, hey, here's the foundation that I'm controlling. This is aside from business. This is aside from work and your bosses and your co-workers. This is outside of your family and your house and all these things that you really don't have control of. You're putting a little bit of focus each day at the start, at the finish. You're constantly reminding yourself to be able to build this foundation, which is your mentality, tracking your stats and knowing, hey, here's what was good, here's how I won for the day, and this is what I want to build on in this next 24. Hey, here's where I fell short. Here's how I didn't like how I reacted. I didn't journal. I did make excuses and didn't exercise. I didn't take my supplements today. You stayed up late and you scrolled on your phone and lost an hour of sleep. Well, shoot, you do that 2 nights a week. We're talking an 8 hours of sleep deficit, plus your REM sleep is being suppressed, so your quality's lower. It is small, little details that are holding you back. Stop thinking it's this big complex thing and you got to spend money on this or that. It is very small, and you have to be your own manager, and most people just aren't managing themselves. And I think some of that is to do with that they don't know this, and so that's where I want to spread some information and give you the knowledge to make yourself better. But at the end of the day, you have to take action on that. And so we'll close with this. What I consistency is key, but my definition of consistency is this: you can be consistently bad and doing the wrong things, and you know where that's going to get you. But remember this with consistency: it is not just doing one thing, it is doing a few very important things. And that's why we're about about principles and not methods, because there are all these different methods out there. You're going to feel like you got to do all these different things, and it's going to get overwhelming, and you're going to quit. And I don't blame you. I felt the same way. I do feel the same way sometimes if I get off of this. But what I do is simplify things. And simple is sophisticated if you have the right principles that you're focusing on and building your foundation on the right things: your health, your spirituality, self-reflection, gratitude, studying and reading something and learning something new, moving your body. And when we're taking and we're setting the intention every day with some breathing, visualizing our 24, we're not going to be ruled by comfort all the time. We're going to say no to foods we don't want to eat and do push-ups instead to break that habit. And you don't got to be hardcore forever, but a lot of you that right now are having trouble getting going, you got to kind of purge this. You got to work harder to get this jet off the landing strip and up into flight cruising altitude. And once you get there is an over the top with the mountain. I will say I don't have to think about being on routine really anymore. Do I get off of it sometimes? Absolutely. And you know why? You know what the biggest thing is? And I tell my clients this too when they're like, gosh, yeah, I was doing so good. I lost all this weight, or I got so much stronger. I was feeling great, but I stopped coming. I said, hey, don't worry about it. And I got to track my food. It starts to get, right, too many things, right? And life's already busy. I say, hey, just focus on filling out that journal every single day, no matter what. Doesn't matter even if you exercise, right? Fill that out every day. And when you see you're not filling out the exercise portion, you might be like, shoot, I should have done that. Just pop on the floor, and you don't got to make yourself go to the gym sometimes. Just do as many push-ups as you could. Took you 30 seconds, right? But that's the seedling and the fertile soil that starts to turn into training 4 days a week, being mindful of the food that you're putting in your body. Now you're functioning at the highest level. You're making better decisions. You have more emotional control. You're attracting good things to you. You're taking supplements so that your hormones are in check. You're immune. You're not getting sick. You have the ability to adapt from your training and your stressors. You're reflecting, you're meditating, so we're not having our amygdala fired up and our brains going crazy. We can't shut our mind off. We're very emotionally reactive. This is the foundation that changes all that. And consistency is going to be doing these small things: journaling, exercising, setting an intention for the day, taking some time to meditate and self-reflecting, eating the right things, taking some supplements, right? It's going to be these few things and focusing on your health as a foundation. And the key is with consistency is this: we not only got to do things for a period of time, we got to do, let's say, our core things all together at once for a period of time to get results. And that's why some of you that aren't getting the results that you want or can't establish the routines that you want, give yourself some grace. You're not very far off. It is a few simple things that is adding in this routine that's going to help you to stay consistent, because you're constantly taking a look and being reminded of this, being mindful of the things that you should and can focus on. And when you focus on things that you can control, you're going to start to make progress, and you're going to feel motivated. Motivation is a product of having the right systems. And then discipline, it feels fun. You want to go do this stuff because you know you feel better. You look forward to feeling better and making progress every day. That's where you get over the mountaintop, and it's like brushing your teeth. You don't even got to think about it anymore. That being said, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Add these simple systems in your own way. You could copy them verbatim. You could find some of the things that you like to work on, but I'm going to tell you, just from personal experience, I am human. I do fall off of these things from time to time for like 3 or 4 day stretches, and 100% start to get overwhelmed. The to-do list piles up, start to feel a little bit short, don't really want to go work and be super engaged sometimes because I'm just so spent thin. And at the end of the day, it's no one's fault but my own, because I'm not managing myself properly. Add these systems into your life and reap the rewards. Everybody have a great weekend, and we'll catch up with you guys next week. We are out. Peace.